One of the games we're spotlighting here at Wyopreps.com for the semifinal round of the football playoffs takes us to Class 1A six-man, and it's a big matchup in the semifinals as the Encampment Tigers head on the road to face the Burlington Huskies Friday afternoon, visiting with Encampment coach Kegan Willford. And Kegan, take me back to last week. It's always different from the regular season to the postseason. You guys got off to a good start with the win last week, but what did you see out of your team in the first round of the playoffs?
Really, I thought we played a pretty complete game there. Matisse put up some points on us, especially early, but I think in the playoff, it's kind of to be expected. Coach Hagan up there, Matisse, he draws up a lot of great six-man plays, and you always have to prepare for, some trickery and things like that. And but yeah, he does a great job on offense and, and just coaching his team up there. And so we knew, it's so hard to, to really, keep teams scoreless in the playoffs. And so, like I said, that wasn't really a goal of ours, but I thought overall we played well, probably one of our better games of the season.
How do you build off that now as you get ready for another big one?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's great to have the momentum, coming off a win in the first round of the playoffs, where, like I said, I do feel like we played pretty well. But, this week it's just kind of a focus on the things that we've been doing well all year and to try to, just maintain those things. And, it's just getting our athletes in the right places, whether it's offense, defense, special teams, and just kind of preparing for the battle for this week.
How much of a benefit is it that you got a roster where guys have been in some big games in the playoffs before? Well, you do have some younger guys that play pivotal roles, but you've got some experience to rely on and have those guys maybe relay that information to the younger players. How much of a benefit is that?
It can be really, really big because, like you said, yeah, our seniors, they were sophomores when we were, in the state championship 2 years ago, and we've played in the semifinals for the last, 4 years, and so we have a lot of great experience, like you said, going into these big games, and it is something that we kind of rely on with these players and their experience, and to kind of show like how to prepare, get the younger kids ready because it's definitely going to be a team effort, from here on out for sure.
Got a long road trip. Got to go all the way up into the Bighorn Basin. That's I think probably the longest road trip you guys have had in a while. How do you break that up? How do you kind of keep your guys still focused on the task at hand and not worrying about the length of the trip, I guess?
Yeah, well, we are going to try to take advantage of that a little bit. We are going to drive up about partway and kind of stay the night on Thursday, and get a practice in up there as well. And I think that not having that long drive to start with will really kind of benefit our kids, and because I think we're going to stay in Thermopolis, and from there that's only about an hour and 20 minutes or so. So it'll be relatively short, going up. I think on game day. So I think that'll help get the kids a little bit more fresh and prepared, and not to have that long bus ride.
Nice. All right, talk about Burlington. What do you see out of Coach Aagard's squad this year?
Yeah, Coach Aagard, they have a great group of guys again this year. Burlington just has lots of great athletes. Their team plays fast, and they definitely put up a lot of points, pretty much every week. And like I said, they've been very successful over the last year as well. And, football, basketball, and track, so they definitely know how to win. And so we're definitely going to have our hands full with them this weekend.
So concentrating on yourself, what's got to be key for you to have a successful game Friday afternoon, Kegan?
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to put up points. Because Burlington does like to, put up a lot of points on the board. I think we have to definitely keep pace with what they're doing there. And I think trying to get some stops here and there on defense as well, whether that's just, stopping, on 4 downs, forcing somebody to punt, or even getting some turnovers there. We have to get some stops, somewhere along the line throughout the game. And then just, it's simplistic, but limiting our turnovers and limiting our penalties and mistakes are always a big key to any game like this.
Well, it should be a fun one. I'm looking forward to it. Wish you best of luck on Friday in Burlington.
Thanks, David. I appreciate it.
We're continuing our conversation with one of the games we're spotlighting in the semifinal round of the high school football playoffs. It takes us to Class 1A six-man, and the Burlington Huskies on Friday afternoon hosting the Encampment Tigers, visiting with Burlington head coach Trent Aagard. And Trent, talk a little bit about your guys' performance in the first round last week. What did you take away from that as you started this little postseason journey?
I was excited that we played such good team ball. It seemed like we got contributions from a lot of different guys, and that's kind of what we aim to do a lot, is get a lot of guys involved and a lot of guys going. And we didn't know how it was going to be. It was cold and snowy here. Our grounds crew did a good job of getting the field cleaned up, but going going into postseason, you're never quite sure because it's a different season. You lose once and you're done. And I was just glad the way our kids came out and responded and played hard and played focused. So I was excited about that.
I know that last year you guys made the run to the championship in Laramie, but this is a different team because you lost some key personnel. How has this team kind of grown and learned maybe from that experience, and has that helped you along the way this year, do you feel?
Yeah, we definitely are a different team this year. At the beginning of the season, we're kind of trying to establish this team's identity, and um, it's definitely different than last year's team. So it took a little time to get that established. And the boys, they know what it takes to get there. They know it takes a lot of hard work and perseverance and not giving up. And so last year did help us understand kind of what it takes to get there. But yeah, and it's just kind of been a growing experience all year. Kids getting better each week and improving, and different kids stepping up. So that's been exciting.
What are you kind of focusing on this week with yourself?
Just trying to get better, and every week we just, there's little things that we need to clean up, maybe blocking assignments or route running or timing on different plays, and it just seems like you're constantly trying to improve and get ready for the next guy. So that's really what we're kind of trying to work on, just our little assignments and making sure the kids get them down and understand what we're asking them to do.
Since you had to battle the elements, it sounds like you might have to battle a little bit on Friday afternoon. With one of those games kind of behind you, do you think that will help on Friday afternoon?
It's nice to know what it's like to play in the cold, so I think it's good to have a couple of games like that behind you so you kind of know what to expect. And hey, the other team has to play in it too, so it seems like it all shakes out pretty well.
Talk about Encampment. What do you see out of Coach Willford's bunch?
Oh man, they're a good team. Got a lot of good athletes. They're fast, they're big, they're physical, and yeah, they get after you. Well coached kids, and yep, good team.
So, as you match your team up, not asking for the game plan by any stretch of the imagination, but what do you emphasize in a game like this for your team to be successful?
Um, you know, we got to have the mentality if they're going to get yards, they got to earn them. Don't give up anything easy. Just make them march the field like they're going to make us march the field, and just try to match their physicality and their intensity. And yeah, we got to match them on all those fronts. And um, yeah, we really try to emphasize getting our kids in the right position to make the play. And that's about all you can do, I think.
Good news is, at least you're at home, I guess.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yep, that's a good thing to have.
Well, Trent, thanks so much for your time. I wish you the best of luck Friday against Encampment.
Yep, thank you very much.